Do you like thrillers, mystery, action, and steamy love scenes? Well, you've come to the right place. Join me as I read chapters from my debut novel, exclusively for my subscribers. You ready? My name is Janae, and this is The Lady of Death. Viewer discretion is advised. Prologue, 12:53 a.m. Albatross Point Harbor, Parish. A booming, insistent foghorn jolted the rookie cop. The black woman in the black trench coat captivated him. He fiddled with his generic binoculars he'd opted for from Walmart. Observe and wait, Captain Haskell told him. Cold wind wafted against his cheeks, and breath vapor filled the air. Hours of eyeing the woman caused pain to erupt in his temple. Hey, boyo, what's it look like? The senior officer grunted as he kneeled. The rookie cop eyed him. Sir, I'm okay. She moved yet? Here. Grabbing the styrofoam cup, the rookie gulped down the bitter, lukewarm coffee. No. Know what you're looking at? Yes. Trouble Ferell, 22 years old, assassin? The old man chuckled. Look, sport, no need to give me the facts. I know all about her. And before her was another, goes by the name Wendigo. Those assassins are like ants at a picnic. The boy swallowed, but his attention went back to her. So Lady of Death, huh? That's her street name. You gotta watch her. Some say she gives you a choice. Leave freely or stay and die. She goes by the street code. Thou shalt not speak. She's big on revenge. I hear she got friends in the force. Isn't that risky? I mean, it's what she does for a living. She don't care. Whatever gives her some leeway. It's a goddamn conspiracy. Why do they call her that? The man eyed the boy. The story goes, she never misses a mark. Do you think she knows we're here, sir? If she does, then it's too late for us. No witnesses. Get it? The rookie cop nodded as he gazed at Trouble. She moved. Wait. He searched the light for shadows. Nothing. The other cop continued. That crew of hers is said to pick up on bodies and don't let her smell your fear. Took out a crowd of officers. Picked them off clean. The lambs to the slaughter. Damn if she isn't a good shot. Sir? It's like she's a ghost. Like her aim can't be that good. I don't buy it. Sir, can't wait till we nail her. And this time she ain't. Sir! The old man glowered, giving a terse, what? She's gone, sir. What? Give me those. He seized the binoculars. His face was ashen as he shot to his feet. Code 9, officer needs help. Code 9, bring the full force. It's trouble. We can't see her. He shouted on the radio on his shoulder. Something stirred behind them in the dark near the shipping containers. A lone street light hung near them, giving off an eerie glow. The older man pulled his weapon and snapped his head at the boy. Stay here. I'll have a look around. He charged into the inky black. The boy rose, fumbling with his weapon. He spotted cover near the shipping building. He stealthily crept to it, gun extended. 3 rapid shots fired. Not a minute later came one single shot with an elongated cry. He flattened his body to the wall. Heavy boots echoed near him. The footsteps edging nearer, closer, closer. But deep in his mind, he still held hope. Clouds of vapor billowed from his chapped lips. In the distance, sirens wailed. He sighed and almost laughed. That was until he felt metal pressed against the back of his head. It's your lucky night, a woman with a husky voice said. Everyone gets one. Everything faded to black. 1. The game. 2:22 a.m. VIvienne Morganfield's home. trouble. The night before my metamorphosis into a lady of death was anything but typical. Typical. Same old, same old. I think that was the reason it went straight over my head. 2 of my 3 Gophers hid in the shadows. I'm an assassin. Best there ever was. Everyone in the know labeled me the master before I even said a word, because I never got caught. It was a quirk of mine. I didn't question it. I was grumpy from having to sit in the scratchy, strongly scented pine trees. I'm going to fucking sneeze if Zan doesn't hurry up. I mean, whose idea was this? All right, mine. All right, kid, talk to me. I've been waiting for ages. What we got? I whispered. We communicated through my motor mic and earpiece. Left to right, I checked both sides of the street. No dog, kids, and the boyfriend's out of town. VIvienne returned to her bedroom about an hour ago. Lights off, Zander said. I gripped my bag, about to take off. Good news, Prodigy. Moving into But, he interjected. I hadn't even taken a second step when I paused. But what? The homeowners apparently use 2 different security companies, and we don't have intel on this one. How much time? Well, under given conditions... Damn it, Zan. Spit it out, I snapped. You have 30 minutes, give or take 10. Negative. Better make that 20, give or take 5. He just now drove by and they probably are on to 5 like the original ones, Xaivier Stalphe said, in his deep voice that subtly vibrated my eardrums. Oh God, Mr. GQ himself roused enough to join in, just to spite me, no doubt. My God, now I've flustered. Mr. Stalphe, actually playing nice tonight? You're hilarious, Wonder Woman. Mind on the mission. Despite him not seeing me, I rolled my eyes. So X, I don't play games with my time. You sure about it? I'm confident. When was the last time I was wrong? He is pretty accurate, Zander said. Fine. It wasn't enough that he was 2 years older than me, or that he was the cooler head between us, but he loved to show off. He was a master manipulator. My con man. Why does an assassin need a con man and a boy genius? Because murder ain't all we do. So many rumors labeled us government ops or spies. A crock of shit. After emerging from my hiding spot, my sock-like shoes did nothing to spare my feet from every burr and pebble. Whose idea was this? Oh yeah. You can do it. This would be different if it was an insuperable challenge, Zander said. His voice cracked like a preteen going through puberty. A what? Xaivier asked. Insuperable. Adjective. Impossible to overcome. Geez, pick up a book. Why read? You're a walking thesaurus, Prodigy. His voice dripped with sarcasm. Don't use big words with her. She thought a quarterback was a change machine. Sit on it and rotate, GQ, I groused. The guys laughed. Xaivier, or X as I called him, because I was tired of people calling him Xaivier, and I had been together for a rocky 7 years. Having never had a sibling, I didn't learn about boundaries. Yes, we had both witnessed each other in various degrees of nakedness. In addition, we were comfortable with different levels of flirting with expected touching. I didn't care. There was no one like him. No one at all. 7 years of intimacy without intimacy. Missing my 3rd gopher and best friend digits, I wondered why we hadn't tried in all those years. Yum, yum, she said under her breath when I introduced her to him 3 years ago, and after he'd walked away. At that time, I'd cracked up. But now, 7 years and nothing. Hey, lady parts, are you asleep or what? A thunderclap echoed overhead as I walked towards the east wall of the mansion. I glanced at the slate gray clouds. The heady scent promised rain. I cracked my neck. Zeus's favorite weapon splintered from the sky, jumping from cloud to cloud like a strategic opponent playing chess. The sizzling bolt illuminated the neighborhood for a millisecond. Then the veil of night returned. Stillness. A strong whiff of ozone in the air. Growing up, I feared the frequent thunderstorms in Parrish, not knowing that it rained more here than in Seattle. Many of my foster parents were clueless. Yet what I didn't know was that monsters didn't always hide in the shadows. They didn't always have scales or claws or glowing eyes. A monster could be the neighbor next door. Something was wrong. I'd reached the mouth of the opening to the backyard, but I paused. I wasn't alone. Don't ask me why or even how, but I had a knack for discovering danger, especially directed at me. Look, I inhaled a shaky breath. What was it? Who was it? Look, nobody better be out here. I didn't need the headache. The money was in my account. There was no turning back. Look, things were too quiet. Even the crickets ceased their serenade. Double check your surroundings, girl. You're supposed to be a professional. Prodigy? Yeah, Trouble. When you came out here for intel, was anybody paying attention? No one following you? Not that I'm aware of. Why? Did you see someone? Want me to do a sweep before you go in? What's up, Trouble? Don't be a hero. You need backup? Ex-sass. I rolled my eyes. When was the last time I bailed on a job? I just thought I saw something. Forget about it. Your nothing and mine are two different things. I didn't answer Xaivier back because I was itching to turn around, and equally not. There was a presence. Then a twig snapped. It came from nearby. Even though I was certain I wasn't making any noise, I swear my breathing was loud as fuck. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. I whirled around and scoured the streets again. North, one side, south, the other. Street light next to me hung at an odd angle and flickered like someone had knocked it down. I frowned. Another twig snapped. My eyes peered into the boundless oblivion of dark across the street. There had to be houses over there, but damned if I could tell. A swallow, nothing. A hard blink, nothing. So I waited the presence to reveal itself. Nothing happened for a few seconds. Sure enough, someone stepped out of the formless dark. A man faced me, clothed in a maroon hood and robe. Not like the KKK, but it was disarming. More like the movie The Strangers. He stood frozen in place. He didn't speak. Hell, he didn't show any signs of being anything other than a human statue. What was going on? A gentle breeze stirred my black and white curls around my face. I froze. Something was ready to pop off. I removed Marianne, my favorite golden desert eagle, from my waistband. Yet in my peripheral, there was movement again. To the left of me, another red-robed hooded person emerged. They advanced toward me like synchronized swimmers. Not tonight, fuckheads. I pulled Ginger, my similar gun, training them on both these fools. I'd been through this scenario before. Plus, I'm a crack shot. Like they hadn't expected this, they paused. Yep, crawl back under your rock. The men turned and headed back the way they came. I stood there for 2 seconds longer to make sure. But then, nothing happened. I secured my guns back in my waist and headed down the pebbled path. The inky black caused me to stumble a few times, but the illuminated backyard came up fast. They'd locked the gate, as expected. I pitched my bag over the door and channeled my inner monkey, maneuvering over it too. The silence was so thick, like dense chocolate brownies. I slung my duffel across my chest. The back had the door that led to a sunroom, which the door not yielded, and I stepped inside. When I closed the door, I muted the sound. I reached in my bag and I produced the night vision goggles Zander had rigged for me. Since the streetlights were sufficiently bright, I didn't don them beforehand. Upon wearing them, my view changed from gray shadows to fluorescent green. Go for one, visual confirmed, Xaivier said. Weaving through the unfamiliar territory, I moved. Careful not to run into any. X gave a light chuckle. So beautiful. How many anagrams did you find? 25, I replied. What was the word? Concupiscence, Zander, Xaivier answered. What about you, X? 46. I'm calling bullshit, Mr. Stalphe. Concentrate on words higher than 6 letters, like science or pinecone. Right. What does concupiscence mean? I asked. Xavier deepened his voice. Strong sexual desire. Only if you buy me dinner first. Oh, yes. I would love to have you for dinner. You two need to get a room, Zander said. I chuckled. Okay, guys, silence, please. I pulled out Marianne. I hopped on one foot, then the next, shaking out my limbs to get the blood pumping. With the faintest squeak from my soft shoes, I hastened up the stairs, covered by the waterfall runner in the middle. Cracking my neck, I prepped myself for it, the killing part. If I hadn't had my world to protect my conscience, I would have given up the gig long ago. You gotta have a strong constitution to kill a person and sleep at night, and I'm that kind of person. All right, champ, just 2 tonight. Don't post out. Get in, get out. Simple. Simple? Yeah, right. When was this ever simple? Xaivier. She was doing it again. It was inconceivable. We had been together for 7 years, tighter than war buddies, and she still had no confidence in me, discarded like an acquaintance, a second choice. Well, maybe I was exaggerating the last bit. I'm a slow learner, meaning I have to check, then recheck. My radar was usually on about these things. Am I off my nutter? Over this past 6 months, Trouble and I had gotten closer, so the laughter was more vibrant. The touching ventured close to obscene, normal stuff. Of course, I didn't know what to call it. I'd always had a crush on her, and in the beginning, guilt ravaged me. But now, as adults, it was cool, right? I sighed and ran my hand over my newly grown 5 o'clock shadow. Trouble. How many times could I worry about her? What does it prove? She was the way she was for a reason. But what was the reason? Hey, Xaivier? I glanced at Zander. Yeah, Zan. He took out his motor mic and turned it off before he spoke. What do you do when you like a girl? That depends. Do you like her enough to date her? Or is it because you want to have a friendship? He looked at the steering wheel, tracing it with his finger. I guess. I mean, I'd like her to be my girlfriend. I sat up straighter and removed my mic. What girl? He blushed. That turned his ears reddish. It's the girl I know. A hacker? He looked up and held my gaze. Yeah, she's the best. He rearranged himself in the driver's seat. Geez, I haven't liked a girl in forever. But she's smart, funny, and I raised a brow as he looked at the steering wheel again. Sexy? He nodded. My little man is all grown up, I said. Shut up, man. We cracked up. Then the silence descended upon us again. He turns to me. You in trouble? Never? Nope, never. You don't wonder how it will be? I shrugged. Trouble is special to me, yes, but I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try. Though if we don't work, it'll make things awkward. But would it be worth it? I smiled at him and slapped him on the shoulder. Yes, it would be. Suddenly, something slammed into the side of the van. It rocked side to side like it would tip over. I turned to Zan. What the hell was that? I yelled. Zan shrugged as the mask of fear was on his face. I got out and pulled my Glock 26. Nothing was on the passenger side. My shoes with pliable soles muted my footsteps. Another impact slammed into the opposite side. I cleared the back of the vehicle and was about to go around when a knife damn near missed my head. What the? I took the time to screw on the Osprey 40K suppressor. It didn't mute the sound of the bullets, but it quieted it. I pulled the gun up to my head and waited. Nothing happened. I peered around the driver's side. Nothing. What the hell is going on? I dropped my hands confused. Something, or rather someone, impacted it so slightly that there was a dent in the sliding door. I approached it. That was when a searing pain shot up my left arm. I looked down at the knife still sticking out of it. I yanked it out and looked up. An individual with the animal mask, like a demonized ram, stood there staring. I raised my gun. Who are you? What do you want? The person said nothing, but they pulled out another knife. Don't do it. But they threw it anyway, and I ducked. Then I shot them in the head. The person collapsed to the pavement. I walked over just as the rain started to fall. I squatted near them and removed their mask. It was a girl with blonde hair. She couldn't have been the one who rammed the van, did she? You okay? I glanced up at Zan. She threw a knife in my bicep. Is she the one ramming the van? I don't think so. I glanced around, but nothing was there. Let's get inside and find another place to park. I want to thank you sincerely for listening to my novel. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed reading it. You can connect with me on my website, www.janaewriteit.com. There you'll find my other podcasts with the latest episodes. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.